New Orleans and Chicago, a game that you obviously saw the entirety of. 26-18, the Saints beat the Bears at Soldier Field. It was amazing how much the Saints used Pierre Thomas over Darren Sproles. He had 2 receiving touchdowns on the day. There was a masterful play. They pretty much toyed with the Bears' defense. Jimmy Graham had a monstrous day as well. Is there, like, aside from Calvin Johnson, is there anybody that can guard Jimmy Graham, or is he just unguardable?
I don't think Calvin Johnson can guard Jimmy Graham.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay, I'm going to counter on a couple of fronts.
Yes, sir.
Number one, I think that they don't use Pierre Thomas enough. I actually think Pierre Thomas is a very good running back, especially for the Saints. I mean, every time they used Mark Ingram last year, I wanted to fire everyone in the coaching staff, right?
Yep.
Like, Mark Ingram is the worst running back in the NFL.
I completely disagree.
Okay, Mark Ingram has never gotten over 1.5 yards on a single carry.
How can you disagree on whether Mark Ingram, I mean, okay.
The worst of all time is what he said?
No, the worst in the NFL right now. He's not Eddie George.
Cenk is given to occasional hyperbole. You got to power through that. His point is he's terrible.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Terrible. Okay, anyway, Pierre Thomas is a perfectly serviceable running back. And Darren Sproles is great out of the backfield, but as a running back, they should be using Pierre Thomas. They should have been using him for the last 3 years. Now, on Jimmy Graham, what I don't understand is why he was a little coverable last year, and this year everybody forgot to cover him.
Was he a little injured last year, though, Jay?
I get that's probably the reason why, but
Yeah.
he seemed human last year, and he's back to superhuman this year.
What's the average per carry for
Mark Ingram?
Mark Ingram?
1.5 yards, I think.
Yeah, Pierre Thomas yesterday. 19 carries, 36 yards, 1.9 yards a carry. Okay. I think just factor that in. They gave him the ball 19 times.
Yes, and and what is really a point well taken there is that
Thank
obviously the New Orleans offensive line leaves something to be desired when it comes to the running game, right?
Yeah.
So I acknowledge that. Okay, it's not all Mark Ingram's fault, but if you took Mark Ingram, put him on any other team, he would probably suck almost as bad.
Okay, interesting for a former Heisman Trophy winner. Why does that happen so many times? Where the Heisman Trophy winner does not necessarily correlate to success in the NFL?
That's a good esoteric question. I'll go with the standard, everyone is faster in the NFL. So if you were a little better than the competition and you have persistence, etc., and you were used right in college, you could dominate. But you need to be extraordinarily talented to dominate in the NFL.
A
Yeah.
lot of bad running backs have come with the Bears. Rashaan Salam, Curtis Enis, to name another one. I mean, that look says it all, by the way. Yeah.
I think I might have had Curtis Enis on my fantasy
your
football
rotis?
league at some point.
You said fantasy football. You
Yeah,
didn't say
I
rotis. You
know.
mix it in every now and then.
By the way, Pierre Thomas, 9. What makes Pierre Thomas an interesting player? I mean, aside from a really incompetent day running the ball there, 19 to 36, but 9 catches, 55 yards, but 2 scores.
Very good day. Here's another guy who had a good day, Jay Cutler, 24-35, 358 yards, 2 touchdowns. No turnovers. He had a great quarterback rating, but
he didn't have a good day, though.
He did, but the offensive line just had a very bad day. They really did.
But Rick, he had some moments again. Look, this is a conversation about the ability, as every conversation about Jay Cutler is.
Yes.
If it's just a simple conversation, is he one of the 12 or 15 best quarterbacks in the league? Yeah, he's probably right.
It's probably 14.
Right, he's probably between 12 and 16. I mean, he's in there given week, depending on the matchup.
Sure.
But there are weeks and moments in games where you think, this guy could be a top 10 quarterback consistently. This guy has it in him. And then there are moments like in the Saints game, and I get it, the offensive line looks like it stepped back to the last 3 years. But he has moments where the ball, all of a sudden, it's coming out sidearm. It's not crisp.
He's not going on Matthew Stafford. I mean, I didn't see a ton of sidearm throws. He likes to throw his whole body into it.
There were moments in yesterday's game where I thought, there he is. That's Jay Cutler.
That's bad Jay. Yeah,
right, that's bad Jay.
In.
And so the conversation is always, it's not that he's terrible in any way. It's just that, is he ever going to make a step where he could win that, he could take them to a 12-4, a 13-3 season where you're a Super Bowl contender without the defense being fantastic?
You're saying no.
And
Why?
I think that you can't go 2 games without seeing moments where you think no.
After every Bears game, it's a ritual. Neil Strom and I, we talk. Love you, Dad. And he always says, after every single game, he says to me, contract year, they should not re-sign him. They should let him go. You agree or disagree?
Cutler?
Yes. After this year, he's a free agent. Do the Bears re-sign him after this year?
No, I'm going to go with
No?
Cenk's philosophy. I'm going to say no because it's not about whether he's worth money. He'll be worth the money to somebody. Somebody will But it'll always be the team that wants to get good that makes that change with him. The Bears, like if you commit the money to Cutler, right?
And it's going to be a lot of money.
Big guaranteed money up front to probably get. I don't know how it works now in the NFL, but you get.
I would think they'd sign him. I don't know. He's probably about 27 now. I'd say 5 years.
Right, but the years don't matter. What matters is the bonus, because then the bonus has to be prorated, and that kills you on the signing on the salary cap.
Sure.
So if you sign Jay Cutler, there's a price to pay. You can't do other things. That said, if you're the Bears, are you prepared to then have either no quarterback? Do you get Phillip Rivers, a guy who's, I think, could well be available depending on how the new coaching. If the Chargers end up 9-7 making the playoffs, maybe Mike McCoy commits to Phillip Rivers. Maybe he's a career Charger.
I think, yeah.
But we don't know.
That's what I believe.
And so I would say no. I would say that you go in a different direction. You have maybe one more year of success, maybe two, from Matt Forte, where he doesn't break down like a running back.
Yeah.
You have Brandon Marshall. You beef up the offensive line. I'd say that money. I don't know what the market is for quarterbacks next year, but you may look somewhere else.
Offensive line has shown potential. The defensive line is decimated with injuries, so that is pretty much going to be the downfall. And Drew Brees also had a huge day. 29 of 35, 288 yards, 2 touchdowns. So a very, very good road win for the New Orleans Saints.